G'day all. I thought I would share with you one of my staple breakfasts that I normally enjoy, particularly when I've got a bit of time up my sleeve to prepare some breakfast. Now today, being a Thursday, I'm working from home and I've just been for a walk and I've done 5,500 steps and it's 11 o'clock in the morning. Quite often I like to stretch my breakfast out a bit, not that I want to go on a long fast or anything, but just I try and listen to my body, and especially after I've done a few steps like what I just said, I feel like I've got my metabolism firing and I'm ready to rumble, as opposed to say wake up at 6 o'clock and eating straight away, or on my days at work wake up at 4 o'clock and eating straight away. Not really in the mood to be eating food and not really feeling like eating food from a physiological point of view. Anyway, allow me to explain the ingredients of this smoothie that I like to consume. Pretty much every second day or third day, I generally will have a fast once or twice a week up until lunchtime. On my other days, I'll kind of alternate between having a smoothie and having a yogurt with blueberries and almonds. But today, I'm going to show you my smoothie recipe. Now, there are no fixed quantities here, so I don't get out a measuring cup or scales and weigh things or measure things. I just simply chuck in the ingredients. So what I start with, one thing I do measure is my water. I like to keep my water at the start at about 400 mils, and I just find that that's a good consistent amount of water for overall texture of the smoothie later on. It's not too watery and it's not too thick, unless I put in too many blueberries. The first thing I do before I blend is I chuck in baby spinach. As you can see, I'm literally just chuck a handful and a half of baby spinach. I'm then going to go into my broccoli sprouts. Now, a lot of you may know that there's some research around broccoli sprouts and their power to avoid cancer. Now, I've got, I think it's called Sprout Me, is the seed kit that I get, and I make my own broccoli sprouts. So I'll normally chuck in just grab some tongs and put in, say, maybe half a handful of broccoli sprouts into there, and we'll chuck that over there for the time being. And I'm going to chuck this in the blender now, and I'm going to liquify that. Now, everybody's got their own type of blender, but mine has different settings. Pretty old one. Liquify that. Very noisy. Pull that out of there. Okay, that's liquefied. Now it's onto the ingredients. So what I'd like to normally start with is my protein. And in this instance, I'm using vegan protein from True Protein. However, you can use whey protein if you like. But this is a plant-based protein here, so I'll just chuck in a scoop. So there's a bit more than a scoop in that. Oops. I then get my blueberries. Now, I alternate between blueberries and raspberries on this one here. And I just like to, when I'm looking down, I'm just filling sort of half of the jug when I'm looking down from above. So half that circle. So now I've got my protein, I've got my carbohydrate, and now I'm going to put in some healthy fats. And in this case, I'm going to be using some avocado. Making a bit of a mess in my kitchen here, but I want to be authentic. This is the way I normally do things. Scoop some avocado, so there's about a thumb's worth, and I'm going to do another thumb's worth here, get rid of the seed, and probably a bit more than another thumb's worth there. As well as getting healthy fats from that avocado, it also helps to make the smoothie a bit creamy. I love that. I actually don't really like having a watery smoothie, as I said before. Now, after those three macronutrients, protein, carbohydrate, and fat, in my smoothie, and I've started with my plant food, being the broccoli sprouts and the baby spinach, I'm now going to add an anti-inflammation ingredient. This is called turmeric. Okay, so I'm going to chuck some turmeric in there, if it needs the lid taken off. I just bought this the other day. Ran out of turmeric and I was missing it. Quite a potent anti-inflammatory ingredient apparently. And apparently one of the best ways to absorb it is by putting some black pepper in there as well. So a bit of black pepper in there, and all I do now is I chuck it on, and rather than hitting the liquify button this time, I'm going to hit the smoothie. Let that blend up for a bit. As you can see, it's pretty thick at the moment. Kind of a funny one, as it blends more, it gets thicker. I think it's when it's getting into the avocado and the blueberries together. I like to enjoy my smoothies out of a wine glass for some reason, whether I'm using one with a stem or the tumbler. I love drinking smoothies and sparkling water out of those. It just makes the experience a little bit better. It's like having a good wine out of a nice glass. Now it's a bit messy here, so no judgments please. It's just the way I do things. I will clean this up later on. As you can hear, it's a bit noisy, so something I wouldn't do early in the morning while my family's asleep upstairs. And you do need a little bit of time up your sleeve. I have had success in the past of doing this at night, the night before I go to work, and having the smoothie on the way to work. Although when I get to work, I've got blueberry all over my teeth. I like to have a bit of a floss after this. So, as you can see, pretty thick texture there. I'll bring it up a bit closer to you. So there it is, a nice thick smoothie to start my day. It's not necessarily about weight loss. It's about making sure that I'm nourishing myself with the big 3 macronutrients. I'm getting my plant food in there as well. I'm getting some anti-cancer broccoli sprouts and anti-inflammatory turmeric as well. So, such a well-balanced meal to start my day, especially after I've been out knocking out some steps. So if you have any questions about my recipe, or if you want it sent to you, or if you even want to share your recipe with me or us, please feel free to do that and enjoy.